Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video, me and Webhead are going to be spinning a wheel with My Academia characters on it, and whichever character it lands on, we try to design an ultra rumble moveset for that character. This video was a lot of fun to record. We designed 10 movesets together, with 5 movesets being in this video and 5 movesets being in a video that will be on Webhead's channel, so go check out his channel to see the other 5 movesets we designed together, along with other really great My Academia content there as well. There will be a link in the description below, and he will be in the end card as well, so go subscribe to him. Thank you, Webhead, for recording this video with me. I had a lot of fun, and I really appreciate it. Also, real fast, I want to give a quick spoiler warning for the latest season of the My Academia anime, which is season 5. So just in case you aren't caught up with the latest season, just know there are spoilers in this video. Now with all that out of the way, let's dive into this video.
You ready?
Alright, let's spin that wheel. Okay, this will be pretty interesting. Twice.
So, we already have a good grasp of what we can do with twice.
Oh yeah, there's so much you can do with twice.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, you know, well, first off, he could have movement with his tape measure, like how he does in 1 Justice 2. That's already something you can do with him.
Yeah, he could use that to quickly climb buildings and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Twice would be Twice would be a technical character. Because I feel like you'd have to do a lot of setup and stuff just to, you know, measure the enemies. The thing with technical characters is that they're not really that good at damage. They're like an overall. So like they're kind of good at damage, but they've got mobility moves as well. It's like a weird mix of the two. But also they can set up traps and stuff.
Yeah. So the next question is, when he copies the opponent, right, or maybe even his teammate, would you be able to control the clone? Or maybe I feel like the clone might be like a CPU, kind of like a fourth teammate that you wouldn't control.
Maybe. Well, I mean, maybe it could be cool if you give it 2 options. So once you make the clone, you'd have the option of manual or auto. If it's auto, a CPU plays the clone. But if you select it to manual, he'd work the same as 1 Justice, where whatever moves you do, the clone would also do.
Oh, okay, yeah. Actually, I didn't think about that like that. That'd actually be pretty cool. Honestly, the manual thing just sounds pretty good, like, if I'm thinking about it. Because, like, you know, like, CPUs might be a little harder to, like, program to, like, actually, like, work as, like, you know, a good unit. But the manual thing, like 1 Justice 2, that'd be really good, because then it would, like, kind of mimic what you're doing.
Yeah, and I feel like it wouldn't be too hard. Just, like, set like, a mirror thing, so whatever your player is doing, the CPU would do as well. So would that be one of his quirk abilities, or would that be his triangle ability?
You know how, like, when Toga has to, like, collect, like, enough in that, like, little meter at the bottom?
Yeah.
Maybe it's something like that. They have to get, like, enough with, like, measurements or something.
Yeah, okay. That could be cool. Maybe, as well, it would make more sense, like, canonically. Maybe give Twice some kind of attack that keeps your opponent in place, so it'll give him time to measure them.
Yeah. So probably something to do with the tape measure, right?
Yeah. Maybe one of his attacks could be he ties the enemy up with a tape measure, and then his other one would be he starts the measurements, and then once he's got enough measurement meter filled, that's when he can use the clones.
Yeah, that makes the most sense.
Now we just need projectiles.
Well, I feel like he could probably just, like, attack with his tape measure.
Or just, like, whip them with his tape measure. I could see it.
Yeah, he just, like, you know, like, moves it around, like, kind of like how he's fighting Todoroki in, like, the forest training arc.
Yeah. I could see that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think Twice would be a pretty solid character, because you would pretty much have, like, a numbers advantage with Twice.
Oh, definitely. Like, because the thing, like, even if you're down like, if you get to final circle and it's just you and one other teammate, Twice could make a clone to, like, fill in that 3rd space, just in case there's another full team.
Oh yeah, and not to mention, it's really cool because you can take either the opponent, or I'm assuming in the game you'd also be able to take your partner as well. I think that'd be pretty interesting gameplay-wise.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, so, like, at the start, like, if they let you, you could have the option to measure them and then make clones of them. Oh, wait. I was gonna say, I just thought maybe it could be something like, if you measure your teammates, the clone would mirror what they do.
Ooh, that's actually really cool.
So, like, say you have, I don't know, like, a Toga on your team, and you take Toga's measurements, whatever your teammate Toga would do would be what the clone does as well.
Oh, so there's, like, a lot of trust with that. Like, do you trust your teammate to, like, use the clone wisely?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's actually really cool.
Yeah, no, that'd be awesome. Oh crap, I didn't mean to press that.
Okay. I mean, we pretty much had Twice done, right? Like, there wasn't really anything else to...
Yep, true.
Ooh, another really cool one. Gets in. Okay. Well, we know his projectile probably could be like his ice shards because we saw him do that when he was fighting Dabi.
Yeah, he could shoot icicles at the enemies.
Something else he could do, kind of like how like All Might like jumps and like, you know, goes forward. He can maybe like make like an ice pillar and throw himself because we saw that in the anime as well.
Yeah, that would be that'd be good. And then like he could slide off that, and then while he's in the air, then maybe he could have like unique options to do something else with his ice. Like he could like maybe make like icicle rain or something.
We've seen him actually stand on a platform of ice. Can you imagine like you can combo that? So like once you throw yourself in the air, you can like hold yourself up there for a bit.
Yeah, he could like make his own platforms of ice.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, and that would be cool because then say you had a teammate like Toga, you could take them with you and they'd have a safe place to snipe from.
Yeah. That'd be really, really cool. Something else would be awesome. He can maybe like for his special ability, if he gets like enough like ice, like let's say you have to use his abilities like a lot. And when you use it, obviously the more you use it, the more ice is on the field. And you know, his quirk allows him to control ice. Once that meter fills up, he can make like an ice dragon and like send it at the opponent like a huge projectile.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be intense.
I think it's interesting because it's like reliant on like how much you use your abilities to get that meter built up.
Yeah. And like that could be like his like big attack. That could be like his big damage attack.
Oh, can you imagine that versus Mount Lady? That'd be so sick to see.
That would be awesome. Again, to fight Mount Lady, fighting a big ice dragon. That'd be insane.
That'd be so cool.
That'd be very cool. So, would you say that he would be more of a ranged character then, if he's using his ice shards?
Yeah, probably. I think, in my mind, it would make the most sense that he'd be more of like a ranged attacker.
Yeah. So if he'd be ranged, then we'd give him like the extra length on his ranged attacks, kind of like Toga has.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that would probably work the best too, because like, let's say he's in the air on his ice platform and he shoots the ice shards down. It would have to have enough range to get all the way to the ground.
Yeah, it would be kind of dumb if he went all the way up there and none of his attacks could hit.
Yeah.
Oh, I could see that. Oh, no, I will be sad if they don't add these characters now, because I'm getting hyped again.
That's like the joy of making movesets, but then it's like the disappointment hits when they're not a character.
It's like makes moveset, gets hyped, realizes it's by King, gets sad.
And then what's worse is then Deku comes as like another roster slot, and you're like, oh, yay, Deku for like the 4th time.
What, we don't get Getten, but we get an 8th Deku? Whoa!
Oh, just what I wanted.
That'll be how they advertise Once Justice 3. My hero, Once Justice 3, with Deku, and even more Deku. And it's just like the roster is nothing but Deku.
Can you imagine that's like an April Fool's Day like prank? They switch the whole roster around and just Deku's.
If they did, that would be awesome. I would love to see that. Even if it wasn't April Fool's Day, I'd love to see that.
Yeah, I think that'd be a really cool event.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah, it'd be like the Deku takeover. So see, one I was really disappointed we never got was Deku with like his original hero costume with the mask on. That would have been an awesome costume for like Ultra Rumble or One's Justice.
They had the costume where it shares the same colors as the original, but it's not the original, which I was like, why even do that at that point?
Yeah, it's like yeah, we'll give it to you, but we're not gonna go out of the way to fully make the costume. You ready to move on to the next one?
Yep. Okay, Sir Night-Eye.
I was thinking about this when I added him to the list. Theoretically, if he can use Foresight in a battle royale, that is so overpowered.
That's true.
Because in a game that's all high action all the time, he could just see what they're going to do before they know what they're going to do. Which would give him time to react, block, dodge, you know, run away, use stamp, or whatever he'd do.
Yeah. So, how do you think he would activate Foresight, though?
Okay, I feel like it would work the same as One's Justice 2, where he would do some kind of like a counter stance, and then if the enemy attacks them, you know, he'd grab them, do the Foresight thing, and then throw them away like in OG2. But then once that's activated, for like, you know, depending on what the level of that ability is, that's how long the Foresight would be active.
Yeah, I could totally see that working, but my thing is, isn't the game mainly about keeping your distance with like projectiles? Like, how often are you really like in the opponent's face? Because I didn't play the beta, so I'm like wondering.
Honestly, a lot more than you think. Like, it depends who you play. Like, 70% of the roster are close range fighters.
Oh, okay.
A majority of the time, it is literally just your team of 3, their team of 3, just going at it.
All right, yeah, okay, that makes sense. I mean, as long as like they're actually in your face, because like I was thinking like it's a battle royale game, how often are they in your face? But if they're like in your face like 70% of the time, like you said, okay, that could like work. It also lines up with like his predictions. Like, you know, you have to predict when the opponent's gonna attack you. I think that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, no, like you're in each other's faces a lot more than you're in a sniping battle.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Because like the projectiles are okay, but they don't really do that much damage. Like in the time I could shoot, because like you only have a limited amount of like ranged ammo before it recharges. I think it's like 5. So the damage that 5 would do, I could just stand there, take the damage, and drink a shield potion, and it would barely do anything.
That makes sense. And then his projectiles obviously probably just be his stamps.
It's too iconic for it not to be.
Yeah, it makes the most sense. And then we need one more ability for him, right? Unless you want to do like a special one.
I can't really think of a special one for him.
Yeah, I feel like he's probably fine without like a special ability.
Yeah, because like not like Shigaraki doesn't have a special ability.
Yeah, and he does fine.
It's like he's OP as hell.
I know from the gameplay I've seen of him, he looks pretty broken.
Like especially Final Circle, because the circle gets so small, Shigaraki uses his decay on the floor. No matter where they are, if they're hiding, you're going to get them. Because it just has so much range. And it does quite a good damage once it's leveled up too.
Does it have like a hit stun? Like, can you jump out of it, or are you just like locked in it as soon as it hits you?
You can jump out of... You have to jump out of the area. So like even if you're in the air, it will still have... Because you're in the radius of the attack.
Oh, interesting.
And I feel like regular attacks, it could be more like the anime where he's actually holding the stamps and using them to punch and fight and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Because that's something that got me in OG. Like, I love Naito in OG too, but you never see him using his feet in the anime, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we've seen him dodge, like when he was fighting the clone of Rappa, but like, I don't really remember him kicking.
Yeah, because like he has a lot of kicky attacks, which is weird. And even when he does use his fists, he's not holding the stamps, which... I don't know, it always bugged me that he just wasn't holding them.
Yeah, because that's like what reinforces the damage.
Yeah, because like he's small, like, realistically he wouldn't do anything, but it's the stamps are all the power, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, I think we're done with Sir Naito then.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
Yep, you ready to move on?
Yep. Okay. This will be pretty interesting. So, projectile would probably be like a knife.
Yeah.
I think that makes the most sense.
Oh, definitely. Wait, does he have a quirk, or his quirk just being a lizard?
So his quirk is called Gecko, and the way it works is it basically allows him to stick to walls.
Oh, okay. So I feel like he could be an exception of, he'd be a power type character, but he'd also have the mobility from being a lizard.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like it would make sense if he was the exception for that one, because, you know, he's the lizard. That's like his whole thing, he can stick to walls and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The knives could be his projectile. Obviously, his regular attacks, he'll just use the big sword he has in his back.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
The only one I can really kind of think for special attacks with him would be like, maybe his quirk special would be like some kind of auto combo with the sword. But like an auto combo you wouldn't get from just doing regular attacks.
Yeah, I can see that. Maybe his like regular attacks are like his like little sword, and then like his special attack is like his big sword.
Yeah.
He could maybe like crawl on the ground, but like if you're like already like climbing up a wall, you can also use this ability, and he can like crawl on the wall, and you can kind of like control it. So that way, you obviously want to try to get in close with Spinner because, you know, he's got like a lot of damage, and you know his knives are pretty good, but I think the main thing comes from like his sword. So that way it can like close distance.
Yeah, I could see that.
Well, I mean, we could go pretty basic too, like giving him like a couple of like front flips for like an ability. Like he can like jump over the opponent and get behind them, and then you can use like the sword behind them.
Oh, we could, yeah. That could be like one of his other like auto combo ability things with his swords.
Yeah.
I didn't think Spinner would be this hard. Oh my god.
Yeah, Spinner's tricky because he really only fights with swords and knives, and his quirk only lets him stick to walls.
It's pretty much just Lizard Sting. Without the cool blood powers, but...
But he's got the cool sticking to wall powers.
True. See, I think I'm gonna have to leave it there for spinner because I genuinely can't think of anything.
I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it does work because, you know, it has his quirk involved with it where he sticks to walls and stuff. He has, like, all of his weapons. It combos pretty well.
Yeah. Alright then, let's go for the final spin.
You main him in One Justice 2, right?
Yeah, I'm number 1 with him on PlayStation.
Oh, okay, then take it away, man. It seems like you've already got, like, a good idea of what you're talking about here.
Easy. His triangle ability. He'd use his scarf to grab the opponent and take their quirk like in OJ2. For 5, maybe even same as OJ, it's like 5.5 seconds, they can't use their quirk abilities. You know, that would make sense, that's Aizawa. It would make things interesting in the game. Because, you know, you couldn't just rush an Aizawa, because he could do that.
True.
Another ability I think would be cool for him. Have you played the Strongest Hero game, the mobile one?
I have.
So, you know how Aizawa in that has like the caltrops he can drop on the floor as a trap?
Yeah.
I think that could be pretty unique as well. Like, make Aizawa a technical character. So, like, he could drop the caltrops and, like, you know, like, say he sees you see enemies coming. You could run into a small building, set up some caltrops, and just wait for them to rush you, take damage from the caltrops, or, you know, get reduced movement speed, or bleed damage, or whatever would happen.
Yeah, and that would pair nicely with the scarf because then you can grab them and erase their quirks.
Yeah. And, like, that move wouldn't do, the erasure wouldn't do any damage, but obviously, you know, it would take their cool. But I feel like in Ultra Rumble, that move would have more cooldown than others, because I feel like that could potentially be busted.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, luckily you can't have multiple characters in one team, but like if there was a team full of Aizawas, that would be, ooh.
Oh no.
Nobody'd have quirks. Maybe his other ability could be something like he throws a smoke bomb down, and then while that's down, he becomes invisible to enemies. So he can make a quick getaway to set up his other attacks, like the traps and stuff.
Oh, okay, so he's more like playing stealth-wise. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, because like think in the show, he's like the Batman of the My Hero universe. He's stealthy. He doesn't want to be seen. He like works from the shadows.
Yeah. That's actually pretty cool.
I feel like it could be an interesting dynamic for him.
Yeah, and then something else they could probably do to help him get height and stuff and like get away with his scarf. He can probably just climb with it.
Yeah, that could be another thing too. Yeah, you could use the scarf to quickly climb up things. Or it would be kind of like, have you played the Spider-Man games? Like the newer ones?
No, I haven't.
Oh. Well, in the game, Spider-Man has this ability where he like shoots the webs at a certain point and then uses them to pull himself towards that point and then perches himself on there. It's like, say, there's like a street lamp. He could use the scarf, throw the scarf at the lamp, pull himself towards it, and then like perch himself on top.
That'd be pretty cool.
Or like, you know, not just street lamps, but like whatever. Yeah, I think that could be work, because, yeah.
It also makes him pretty different than One Justice 2, which is pretty nice.
Oh, definitely. Because, like, I didn't want to make them exactly the same as OJ2, like the ones that are here, because, you know, it's kind of a cop-out.
Yeah, I agree.
Whereas if we make them different, because, like, it's funny, like, the different My Hero games, how differently Aizawa works in each one of them. But yeah, I think that's it for Aizawa. I think we're good. I think we've created, like, 10 movesets at this point.
Yeah, I know. That's pretty impressive, honestly.
By King, hire us. But yeah, thank you for this. This was fun.
No, I had a blast, man. This is really, really cool.
I know. We should do, if One's Justice 3 ever gets announced, we should do this again.
Absolutely, I'd be down.
Oh, 100%, that'd be great.